Good evening. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We're going to be doing a new series, and the lore master has came up with a story about the Arlo the Alligator Boy being in the Tokyo Ghoul Universe. So let's listen if you would, and appreciate you if you would like and subscribe, and let's see what's going to happen. Arlo sat cross-legged on the couch in their small, dimly lit apartment, his large green eyes glued to the TV. The flickering screen showed grainy footage of a recent ghoul attack, a quiet district devastated by violence, buildings burned to the ground, and people fleeing in terror. The reporter's voice was tense, speaking of a surge in ghoul-related incidents and urging citizens to be cautious. Edmay, sitting next to him, watched the news with a distant expression. Her furrowed brow told of her unease, but she said nothing, knowing Arlo had a lot on his mind. The static on the TV paused for a moment as a clip of a ghoul tearing through the city appeared. Arlo visibly flinched, his wide eyes never leaving the screen. His tail twitched nervously. "The world really can be so dangerous, huh?" Arlo murmured, his voice soft but filled with sadness. Edmay glanced over at him, her eyes softening. She reached over, gently placing a paw on his shoulder. "Yeah, but it doesn't mean we have to be afraid of it." Arlo shook his head slowly, the weight of the world pressing on his small shoulders. "I don't know, Edmay. Watching this, it's scary. I'm not like them. I'm just an alligator. What if something happens to us? What if something happens to you?" He glanced down at his paws, his thoughts racing. What if we're not strong enough for this world? Edmay let out a quiet sigh and gently rubbed his back, offering reassurance. "You are strong enough, Arlo. You might not have the power that some of these ghouls have, but you have something more powerful, your heart. And you've got me." Arlo sniffed and wiped a tear from his eye. "I know, but sometimes I wish I could be more like them. Maybe then we wouldn't have to be scared." Edmay smiled softly, her eyes full of warmth. "But you are like them. Not in the way you think, but you're strong in your own way. You've got courage. Even when you're afraid, you keep going." Arlo looked at her, his tail swishing a little in a mix of gratitude and doubt. "I guess I want to believe that. I really do." The TV suddenly cut to another report, this one about the CCG's efforts to control the ghoul outbreak. Arlo stared at the image of the CCG officers in their intimidating uniforms, their weapons raised, preparing for yet another confrontation with the ghouls. Arlo's heart sank again. What if we can't stay safe forever? What if one day something happens to us? Edmay let out a small sigh, standing up. She extended her hand to him. "We'll deal with it, Arlo. Together. You're not alone in this world." Arlo hesitated for a moment, but then reached out, grabbing her hand with a determined look in his eyes. "Yeah, together." The two of them stood in silence, staring out the window as the soft, dim light of the city flickered. The dangers of the world outside couldn't be ignored. But for the moment, they had each other, and that was enough. Hope you liked this story tonight, and keep watching. And there's going to be several more Arlo stories in this ghoul universe. And it'll be interesting to see how they handled it and what comes next. Again, like and subscribe, pass it on, and we appreciate you listening in. Thanks so much. Good night.